Obviously, all these people showed up for us.
Start rapping. You're the only one left. You have to do the lyrics. This is your show, man.
You didn't
We are backing you up.
I get to edit it.
We got Beacon Beats down. We're laying down Beacon Beats.
Beacon Beats.
Fat rhymes.
I got a guitar. We should turn this into a band.
We should.
Yeah, we could.
I can bring in my Casio, and it'll be good.
We got a drummer. Drummer.
No
Vocal shaving.
I have no sense of rhythm.
You got no sense
That's
of style.
unfortunate.
I got no sense. Well, I wear a fedora.
Yeah, I said no sense of style.
After that moonshine on Friday, I still don't think I have much of a sense of taste.
No.
So,
Fedoras are always good stuff.
So anyway, this is the PenguinCon 2012 Webcomic Beacon panel. The room is packed. You can't see this, but everybody is here.
Chairs
They're
everywhere.
all very polite. They're being very quiet.
Yeah.
They're hanging on our every word.
You
Yes.
can cut the tension with a chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
You could cut it with a strong breath. You could.
So we have, this is PenguinCon 2012. We are part of the Webcast Beacon Network, a home for creative content podcast. What is my tagline?
Hosted by.
No, I'm trying to think of the whole tagline. I'll fix it in post. I'm Fess. I do a lot of stuff.
And since it's a video, it's just going to cut to a thing of Fest standing there awkward, like, Webcast Beacon Network, we are...
With a different set of clothes on.
Yeah.
Covering and promoting creativity and the creative process since 2007. Webcomics, comics news, tropes, and web fiction at webcastbeacon.com.
I'm Fess.
I'm Fess of way too many damn projects, but mostly from the Webcast Beacon Network of the Webcomic Beacon, which started in 2007. Mark Savory, co-host, came on, I think in year 2, after he had done, it was like basically shout out sort of comics. Hey, this comic is cool, go read it. Sort of like a review.
I do reviews, yeah.
Yeah, reviews.
Well, hello there.
Yeah, and then eventually he came on as a third co-host. Tanya is no longer with us. She's not She's
In
not
spirit.
dead.
She's with us in spirit.
She's not dead, but she might as well be. No, I'm kidding.
She's dead. She's in Colorado.
She's got her own stuff, so she stepped down. So I'm vetting for a new third co-host and seeing how that works.
You could clone me.
So I'm looking for a new third co-host and see if that works. Maybe 2 of them. But actually, I'm talking with a couple of people.
You need that much to replace Tanya.
I might make up Webcomic Beacon 2. I don't know. There's these other 2 people that have ideas, and hey, the less work for me maybe. But and then later on, we've tacked on the Webcomic Beacon newscast came next, which Alex had.
I am the co-host of the newscast.
Or one of the co-hosts,
Coolest
the co-hosts
The cohorts.
of the Webcomic Beacon newscast. I wanted something a little bit more topical now, relevant, to try to sell people to come to the site. It's not very archive friendly because it's like, that happened last week, nobody cares anymore. But I wanted that separation, and it seems to be going all right now.
So who else do we have here?
And there was another show added called the Truckcast,
Which all 3 of us are on.
Yep, Mike and Adam.
Who are these people?
Or Jim.
What are you going by now?
I'm trying to go by Jim. It's process.
From now, I want a new name too. From now on, I am Armando.
You can't pull off Armando.
I am Armando.
You have no mustache.
I am muy brillante.
No,
Okay,
you need a mustache to be muy
With
So-
a mustache.
Jim, Alex, Arm and Hammer.
Oh, this can't be good. Those are permanent, aren't they?
Arm and Hammer I can get behind.
Armando, there you are.
This
There we
this
go.
isn't something you're gonna regret at all.
That's going to be there tomorrow when you go to work.
Come to me. I will take you away with me.
I need an adult.
A different adult. The Tropecast, I guess we're still trying to figure out what we want it to be.
Basically, yeah, the Tropecast is trying to find a deeper understanding of memes, tropes, and the creative process, while also deconstructing pop culture to see if there's anything useful for you or us to use to make the stuff that we make better.
Mm-hmm. Mighty good.
Mostly it winds up us arguing about giant robots versus ponies versus Sailor Scouts. But really, I think the Tropecast is the drippings that wind up in the bottom of the garbage can that are the distilled essence of all of the garbage, except as a podcast, and we taste slightly better.
It's refined a little
It makes
bit.
a dandy sauce.
You can. That's right.
Yeah, it's like that coffee that they have to feed to the Bearcat first. They feed the coffee bean to the Bearcat, and then after he poops it out,
They
they
make
wash
the
it
coffee
off,
out of the
and then they
beans.
make the coffee out of the beans.
I won't be having that coffee yet.
Oh, it's like $300 for a cup of it. It's incredibly expensive.
I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I am convinced that all this hoity-toity food that sounds so disgusting is a trick that poor people have played on rich people. It's like, hey, what's the most disgusting thing we could possibly come up with? Squid innards. Oh yeah, let's give it to that rich king over there and tell him it's a delicacy.
That is kind of the key of it all. You basically take the things that nobody else wants, and somehow you spin it so you can sell it.
It's
That's
walrus
marketing.
Polenta is just grits.
It's all in the seasonings.
I just want to know how somebody discovered the Bearcat Poo coffee in the first place. They were like, I could pick the coffee beans off the tree, but there's a pile of them right here on the ground, all neatly. Okay, I'm gonna have to wash them off, and then like,
You know what?
It's a delicacy,
They
right?
watched, they watched
wake up-
Bear Grylls,
yeah.
and they thought,
Well, if you're waking up in the morning and you really need a cup of coffee, and you
there's
just
a
don't have
Bearcat
the strength,
there's none left on the trees. Well,
I guess
Think about
it's
some of the
okay.
disgusting stuff
God.
like snails and fish eggs and
so anyway,
webcomics.
webcomics.
No, so those are three of the shows that we do on the podcast network. Another one is Web Fiction World, which doesn't update that frequently, but I got a nice girl from the UK to basically head the show. They've been doing kind of like what early Webcomic Beacon was doing, and kind of for creators sort of thing, like different types of web fiction, how to get your web fiction out there, events like NaNoWriMo to take part in, and
Or Rye. That's one of the things that there was a big argument this year on Google Plus. Is it NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo?
See, I would think it'd be NaNoWriMo because the word is
writers.
so it'd be
So
NaNoWriMo.
yeah.
Whenever I read it in my head, though, it always sounded like Remo.
yeah, but if you don't know what the hell it means first,
Remo.
you're just like, what the hell is NaNoWriMo?
That just means you're wrong. That doesn't mean the pronunciation is right, though.
Tomato, wacko.
Yeah, but I also
wacom,
say MySQL.
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 I think
Well, that's just wrong. But then
Yeah.
it did have an original sequel that was called Sequel in the beginning, and then it was Sequel, and then it was reduced to SQL, and then became MySQL when they made the simpler for dummies version of it.
Because they couldn't call it the sequel, because then it would have been...
the Celtics are really the Celtics, but we don't say that.
Sequel to Electric Boogaloo.
This time it's personal.
Yeah.
The Revengeing.
So the web fiction show, another thing that's been
Not
added
getting
to
into car yet.
it is we've gotten some people that will do readings of web fiction we either have permission of, or it's Creative Commons or public domain, things like that. And one new thing that we're going to be trying to do, we got permission from completed serials and do serial updates of just like a chapter or two from say Red and the Big Bad Wolf or something like that, and just go through and to the end and just kind of offer that as more content, and it'll be like a micro podcast in 15-20 minutes, and they get a couple of, so basically kind of making like an online audiobook. And I'm talking with at least three different people, getting permissions and all the legalities as much as possible. We're not stealing your content. We're doing this. It's a cooperative sort of thing. Things like that. And that's going to be coming around the corner. And additionally, another recent show is First video web series that the Webcast Beacon Network is doing, which is a comic book review show where we review first issues of comic books and evaluate whether or not they do their job as what a first issue is supposed to do. That is to make you get into that comic to buy number 2 and so on. And we started with the New 52 from DC Comics, which we were really surprised about. There was a good mix of what we felt failed, the ones that were, could go either way, and whether or not they succeeded. And we kind of had to separate them between old and new readers, with an older reader like this versus a new reader. And I'm brand new to reading comic books, so it's really that sort of raw perspective with Melissa and Marcus, who are also on the show. They've actually worked in the comics industry. Melissa has been a professional colorist and letterer, and Marcus is currently writing stuff and working with Oni Press.
Now all I can smell is marker.
So,
Told you.
How long were you sniffing that marker before you let him draw that on
Once
your face?
the fuzziness was starting to move, and now I'm just, oh hi, this is gonna be fun. Okay, keep going.
when
I drew a mustache on him.
when I'm drawing webcomic hell, you're going to have a mustache the entire weekend now.
Yes, and I will be called Armando.
I don't care if it's out of chronological order. You're getting the mustache like the first day.
What, my evil twin showed up this year?
Going back to the web fiction
Wait, get the
world,
marker out. You have to draw to go.
you should get somebody that does
We've
like,
drawn enough for the moment, thank you.
almost like Shakespearean pronunciation to read the worst possible things. Just like as get somebody, to somebody who's got a deep,
reading.
booming voice and to do a dramatic reading of Cupcakes.
You mean like the interpretation
The
of
problem-
the Pokemon theme song that was done by Total
Yes.
Biscuit?
The
That's
issue
the most
is-
epic thing ever.
I have a rule for the network. We can't use anything we don't have permission for, unless it's like public domain. Even if it's
I will see this dude through. I will find you permission for something terrible to have someone read awesome.
All right. If we can do that, because that's
It'll
a big
be
thing.
like the podcast version of the Eye of Argon.
No, I've seen things like Little Karibo for a while was doing, people were writing fan fiction about Yu-Gi-Oh! And he was actually doing like live readings of it as podcasts. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and a lot of people, because I used to do MS, the Mistings, this is the far-off world of, 94 and BBS news groups and stuff, but where you take a terrible fan fiction, get permission from an author who knows that it was a terrible fan fiction, and then write an MST3K fan fiction shell wrapped around their fan fiction, which is like the bots commenting on the fan fiction as they're reading it. So I know how to talk people into giving permission for things that they've created that they know are bad.
We'll go for it.
It can happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't like when you get things like people that have written things, people that write fan fiction in which actual companies use in canon, and then they go around because they love them so much and made fan fiction. They go sue them and win. It's ridiculous. So not that we have any money, but.
Screw the man.
So yeah, a lot of creative content that we provide on the site and try to have fun with it using pod-safe music on the site. I got permission directly from a guy. I don't know if anyone in sort of Blackbox Tracks, which used to be Volt Vibe Records. He does a lot of remixing and electronically composed music. He'll track everything together. He's really cool because he has instead of different genres, he's made different furry characters that are DJs. So each different audio styling is another character. So if you like mayhem, you like to follow that type of music. And then there's another one. An album came out that's called Hellhound or something like that. That was 100% copyrighted music. Or remixed together because he was making a statement with SOPA and all that sort of stuff and making a point. And it actually was really, really. If you remixed music, I'm listening to I remember that. I want to go listen to Ace of Base now because he makes a little bit of that. Or it's hey, that's from the Blast Score, the video game. It's I remember that. And it was all this little fun stuff.
Why do I see that as it would be really cool to make a remake of the Peter and the Wolf play? except using like modern music opposed to just the individual instruments.
Yeah,
that could be done.
You want to do that?
That'd be awesome. We just need
Get on
actors.
that.
If you want to act it, I'll mix it.
Well, I don't know if I can act.
Well, what are we doing here today? It's PenguinCon.
It's PenguinCon.
PenguinCon 2012.
Indeed.
And
PenguinCon 11 or
It's 9, I think. We're on 9.0, isn't it?
9?
Is it 9? What's my thing? It doesn't say. They've given up the numbering. It's just the 2012.
they don't.
Well, then.
So we are the Webcast Beacon Network, or at least part of it. There are at least 16 people working under me for the network.
Directly under.
Yeah, no, I'm like executive producer and everything. No, it's like Adam's the director of the Tropecast, and well, he's the only other director here. I got Anna in the UK, that's the director of Web Fiction World and whatnot. Thomas Revore is director of Newscast, and I got people searching for news and everything, and so it's like I wish I could pay people, but I'd like to not be in the red first.
By people, you mean Eric, right?
No, we have two.
There's presently only,
You got a second one now?
Yeah, Jason joined.
yeah, Jason
The team.
who
Jason
did a lot of
Schwarzberg.
work. Who's a web fiction leader as well, so it's from within the family. No, the only people that have gotten paid thus far, you could probably count Melissa and Marcus, who've gotten pizza after we've recorded 10 episodes in a row.
You don't get pizza.
Well, no, I'm not going to send you.
Because he doesn't.
You should send me
He doesn't
pizza.
keep
I live in
his
Ann
hands
Arbor, and
on
there's
time.
no good pizza in Ann Arbor.
Diana,
I'm from Chicago. I know what pizza's supposed to taste like, and it's not pizza.
But have you tried Pizza Place?
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, Pizza Place is fantastic. I was very impressed by Pizza Place.
Stop advertising. We're not getting money for it.
That's okay.
So
Good luck.
delicious.
How do you Google Pizza Place to find Pizza Place? For those listening or watching at home who are confused, there is a pizza place around the hotel that we ordered from last night called, and I kid you not, Pizza Place. That's it.
Simply the best.
Simply the
This
best.
menu, when I actually looked at it after I asked the hotel if there was a pizza place nearby, it looked like the kind of menu that like the characters in a sitcom would get. It was so generic looking.
That's funny.
I'm glad that the pizza actually arrived though.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a front.
Yeah.
No.
Now I'm hungry.
Fast and
It
delicious.
was
I am
not
impressed
fake
by
sitcom
Place.
pizza.
Are we all dining before we leave, or what are we doing?
No, I have no idea what we're doing. Oh, the other person that doesn't really, she kind of got paid is Diana Knock, who's done the new. We have a mascot.
Oh, she got paid.
We have a mascot named Becky Beacon. She's kind of she's a mute actually, and the mute it's funny because she works in radio. So Becky Beacon are basically mascots. She
has a great face for radio.
Yeah, she does. She's really cute actually.
Yeah, she's got a horrible debilitating condition. It's hilarious.
I thought you said she was mute by choice.
I haven't completely written the character yet.
Is she a monk?
No, you're doing a George Lucas.
No, I haven't
no,
started.
There are banthas in the background everywhere now. And
We're gonna.
She's not deaf. She doesn't speak.
We're going to start a marathon, and we're going to have Wendy Wheels in a wheelchair sponsoring it. It's going to be hilarious.
She's not deaf, but she doesn't speak. That's that part of you. I looked it up. It does actually exist where someone is.
Yeah, but it could be childhood drama. Is it childhood trauma? She just doesn't
That's
speak?
what I originally was
Definitely
planning.
Her parents beat her whenever she spoke up?
We have a mascot who's been had a rotten child, had some trauma.
I said I haven't completely
The
written
only
it
way
yet.
to get away with that is if you're Batman, and Becky Beacon is not Batman.
Well, we do
You
have.
haven't seen much of her yet.
We do have the superhero Becky flying around on the Tropecast cover.
She does
We
a
do
lot
have
of
a
things.
super.
It's Becky is one of the.
She's also a pony.
And a giant robot
She got.
pilot.
There's been a furry version of her. Fans of the show and guests of the show have drawn their own versions of Becky, and we used it basically as cover art for that particular episode. So that was really fun. But when I rebranded the site to Webcast Beacon Network, I got Diana Knock, who just finished up Horcraft and does Intrepid Girlbot. I had a computer, and I built a computer for her. Gave her the computer, and she gave me artist credit. So I've been whittling down that credit for drawings of Becky. So. And then if I have to redo a new site, I'm going to be paying Michael Sisk, who does Webcomic Inkblot, to do any more. Because for free, he made the current website, and it's very nice. I didn't recently buy Webcomic Z, a webcomic list site, but I'm trying to integrate
You recently remembered that you bought Webcomic Z
No, I recently
on an impulse buy months ago.
It was my fault because I suggested it.
I recently gained 90% control of it, so now I can try to do a little bit more with it. I need to redo the entire site. I'm trying to integrate it more with like the newscast, make it really like an information hub without paywalling it. Because one of the big things from when I started Webcomic Beacon has been, let's help each other be better. Let's tell each other about our experiences, learn from those experiences, and just have fun with it, and not be too serious and not be dicks about it.
We could do a donation thing for the Tropecast. We could see if we could actually get people to pay us not to do it. Just have every dollar you pay delays the Tropecast another day.
It should be you should attempt a 24-hour podcast, and you could say we'll end this
that worked
sooner.
out so well the first time you tried.
Yeah, but you guys.
It's not my fault that my wife had a baby right beforehand. I was totally set to orchestrate that thing, and I got everybody involved. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, baby cannon's about to fire. Sorry, I can't."
Baby cannon.
Gosh, I wish I could get people to pay me not to draw my comic. That'd be great. I might make a profit.
So, webcomics anyway.